Our mission is to promote the individual independence, social integration, and educational development of the blind through accessible technology training.
Introducing the iBlind Users Group.
We have about a total of 15 events.
Affectionately known as iBug.
We have the iBug Buzz conference call every Monday night. We entertain all types of questions about the iOS operating system, the iPhone, iPad, iPod Touch, Apple Watch, Apple TV. We've done about 475 calls to date.
Providing training in numerous forms. Meet their founder and president, Michael McCulloch.
As we see them become more proficient and kind of see the light bulb coming on, it just really keeps me inspired and wanting to continue on.
And Vice President Sandhya Rao.
I was able to do a lot more by myself. I wanted to give that power and ability to other people so they can be more part of society.
Their passion has led to a commitment that has allowed this endeavor to endure for 10 years.
As people start to learn and grow, many of them come on to be mentors in our program.
And now let's meet our guests, Michael McCulloch and Sandhya Rao, and learn more about iBUGToday.
It becomes like a family. That's really what I'm most proud of, is that we all care about each other and want to help each other.
Welcome to Blind Abilities. I'm Jeff Thompson. With me in the studio is Pete Lane. Pete, how you doing?
I'm excellent, Jeffrey. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. Just got back from blind hockey, and I'm ready to take a rest, sit down in the studio chair right now.
I bet you are.
Yeah. You know, the other day I was on Clubhouse and I dropped into this room and it said something like iBlind Users Group or iBug, something of that nature. Something was intriguing enough that I went into the Clubhouse room and I started listening, and they allowed me to speak, and I started answering some questions they had about using Clubhouse. It was really good, really neat people. And, you know, after a while, we were fielding a lot of questions and just getting to know what they do at iBUGToday.org or iBug Buzz on podcasts. And I downloaded and subscribed to their podcast, and it's just really neat. People helping people, and that's really what we do here too. So after talking with them, I brought them on to the Blind Abilities Worldwide Club, and we introduced them to the world a little bit more, or at least to the people that dropped into the Clubhouse. That is the world, right, Pete? But anyways, it was really cool, and Pete, you joined up with them, and you had some interactions with them throughout the years, so we decided it'd be a great thing to get them onto Blind Abilities and share with everybody about what iBug is all about.
Absolutely. I was able to join you on that second session in Clubhouse, got to meet the team, and actually we have two of the prime members of that team with us today on the podcast, Jeffrey. Today we have Michael McCulloch. Michael is the president of iBug, which again stands for iBlind Users Group. Michael founded this initiative back in 2011, and with him today is Sandhya Rao. Sandhya is vice president, and we want to welcome both of you to Blind Abilities. How are you guys today?
We're great.
Great.
Excellent. Glad to have you.
I tuned into some of the podcasts and went back and listened to some of them. You guys do a great job. I mean, I went in and looked at the website and went through it, and I felt like I just opened up my kid's Lego set with 7,000 different pieces to it. Yeah. It was like, wow. So, Michael, why don't you unpack the iBlind Users Group, iBUGToday, for us?
Be glad to, Jeff. Thanks. So iBUGToday, we're a nonprofit organization, got started back in 2011. Started out just as a small little users group. Our mission is to promote the individual independence, social integration, and educational development of the blind through accessible technology training. We provide different types of training on both Apple and Android devices, primarily group training, but we do have some individual one-on-one type training. And then we do a number of social programming that we provide to our users and members.
Well, thank you, Michael. That's excellent. Sandhya, can you give us a little bit on the programs, what they offer, and when they're held?
Absolutely. So we have several group training and social events throughout the month. I think we have about a total of 15 events. So I'll break it down. Start out with some group training opportunities. One of them is the iBug Apple Workshop. and that's the fourth Saturday of the month from 2 to 4. These are all Central Time, so adjust accordingly. And there we talk about the latest Apple news, and then we do various demonstrations talking about the native apps and various third-party apps. And that is our flagship meeting. That's how we got started. That was one of our first meetings that we started. Then we have the Ibug Cafe. That is held on the second Sunday of the month from 4 to 6 p.m. And there we do a deep dive into an app or a genre of app. So we would talk about the settings, how to download it, set it up, what do you need to know to really start working on this app. For example, we've done text recognition apps, we've done podcast apps. Most recently, we did LiDAR and indoor navigation app. So there are a lot of important things that we want to cover. And some of the other presentations that we do throughout the month are a little more higher level, hence the word deep dive. So that's the Ibug Cafe. And then we have the iBug Buzz conference call every Monday night from 7:30 to 9:30 Central. And there we entertain all types of questions about the iOS operating system, the various devices such as the iPhone, iPad, iPod Touch, Apple Watch, Apple TV, and the various peripherals such as keyboards, headphones, speakers, cables. I mean, you wouldn't believe all the different things that we talk about on there. And so it's a great resource. The first 45 minutes are actually dedicated to our novice users. So we really hold that time for them to give them time to ask their basic questions. And we always say there is no dumb question. It's only the one that's not asked. So we really encourage people to ask and answer questions because I think that just builds a sense of community and our shared knowledge together. All of our podcasts are recorded and archived on our website, iBUGToday.org. So if anybody misses something, they can always go back and review how we did something. So that's very helpful. And these podcasts are available on your favorite podcasting app or also on your favorite Alexa device. You just ask for iBug Buzz. Then we also have the Mac and Talk is another form of group training, and that is provided on the fourth Tuesday of the month from 7 to 8:30. And there we discuss all things related to the Mac, whether you have a Mac or whether you want to get a Mac and you're not sure if you can navigate with VoiceOver. So we entertain a lot of those questions. It's the same Q&A format. We also have an Android Insight call, and there we are talking about all the Android Google platform. We deal with Google tablets, all the Alexa devices and their peripherals. And that is held on the third Wednesday of the month from 7 to 8:30. So those are our group training events. And then I can tell you about our individual training event if you'd like.
Let me comment first, Sandhya, on a couple of these events that you mentioned. I have listened to the iBug Buzz, your weekly Monday night call. I was impressed by, first of all, the facilitation. Very smooth and very low pressure situation. I tried to count the number of participants whom she introduced at the beginning of the Zoom call, and there had to be 15 or more, of which probably 8 or 9 or so were brand new callers, first-time callers. And this is a very low-key event. You don't have to feel compelled to say anything or participate. You are asked to identify yourself and a couple of questions, for example, do you have an iOS device, how long you've had it, that kind of a thing. But don't feel as if you're going to have to say something. It's a very low-pressure event, and I was very impressed with that as well.
What I really noticed about the call-ins is it's just not you two answering these questions. Sometimes there's someone else hanging out there that you may call on to answer that, hand off to, and they'll answer it for them. So it seems like a real good community to find solutions to some problem or some hurdle you're trying to get over.
Absolutely. We really want to encourage our callers to share what they know, share their knowledge, because we're all learning and nobody knows everything. And, we all started out as a beginner at one point, and then we've built up our knowledge. And so we want to give other callers that opportunity, because once you have to explain something to somebody else, that kind of solidifies your understanding, and their description of how they do something may help another person to do that very same task.
I have a question for both of you. Michael, you can go first. I know you're down in Houston stuff and someone asked you to do a little bit of something, but what kept you going? Is there a passion or something that keeps you going on this since 2011?
Yeah, I think think, well, I'm not going to speak for Sandhya, but for myself, I've just always had a passion to help others. And after I got my first iPhone and did a little workshop, kind of an intro workshop on it, saw how powerful a tool it could be for the blind, and others coming to me after the workshop and just saying, how much they wanted to continue learning. And as we continue providing training for others and seeing them become more proficient and kind of see the light bulb coming on as they, learn new features and learn how to use a new app, it just really keeps me inspired and wanting to continue on.
Sandhya?
My story is that I never really went anywhere or did anything before on my own. I have a very supportive family and so very protective. And then once iBug came along and I started being able to use my phone and to do various tasks, I saw how it just gives you so much independence. I can read my own text messages. I can check my own phone messages. I can surf the internet. So I was able to do a lot more by myself. And I wanted to give that power and ability to other people so they can, be more part of society and get out there and live life.
Well, you both should be very proud of what you've accomplished, because without the passion, we would not see that commitment. Again, the programs, the extent of your activities is testimony to that passion. So congratulations to both of you.
Thanks, Pete, mentioning the passion. And Sandhya kind of went through all the different group trainings that we do. Another program that we started early on was our Jumpstart mentoring program. That's our one-on-one training where we take a new user and match them up with one of our advanced users. They will work together over a period of 12 weeks or so for an hour or two a week and find that they can get up and going and utilizing that, and also sitting in on our other group training sessions. They quickly get up to speed using the iPhone. We've heard it from not only our mentors, but just seeing how they all really become passionate. And in fact, as people start to learn and grow, many of them come on to be mentors in our program.
Well, what a testament to what iBug has done to people. I mean, Sandhya, you were just coming on to learn some of the, gizmos and gadgets that you were able to use to create some more independence in your life. And then you got so involved. Now you're vice president and carrying on this mission for others to do the same.
I feel honored to have this position. I think of it as my fun. I'm just so lucky to have this outlet, and, we can be creative and we can give back to others. And I really feel like we've created the community. Like I was talking about that Monday night call, we've done about 475 calls to date.
My goodness.
Each one is about 2 hours. So this started back in 2011. These are our friends, and, we've never met them in person before, but them, we know like if something's wrong, they know like by the tone of your voice, is everything okay? I mean, they're not there one day, and we need to check on so-and-so. And it's like that throughout. It becomes like a family. It really does. That's really what I'm most proud of, is that we all care about each other and want to help each other.
I noticed on your website, Michael, the mentor and mentee registration forms for the Jumpstart Mentor Program. Very simple to complete. If you just go in there, you'll find the heading and the link to those. That again is on iBUGToday.org. And again, this would be a low pressure, low key relationship. I assume that you've got a curriculum of some sort, Michael, for the mentor to work from when they're working with the mentee, a certain progression.
We do. We actually use the book Getting Started with the iPhone as the basic curriculum, but it, becomes kind of very tailored to the individual. I mean, some individuals come in just, having bought their first iPhone, maybe not even being a user on any other computer equipment. Some come in with a background using PC or JAWS and have knowledge of accessibility and that kind of thing. So there are different level of users, so we have to tailor it depending on the individual user.
Yeah, books are nice, but when you can tailor to the individual, I think that's where it comes down. I'm glad to see you have these one-on-one mentorings, because networking and getting to know people who know the stuff, sharing ideas is what it's all about. And it seems like you guys have really taken this to another level. So thank you for all that you're doing for everyone. And it's really great to have you on the podcast to get the word out there, bring awareness that your services are out there and it's free. And there's a donate button. So if you really like what you're gaining out of this, you can donate. It's a nonprofit. And I'm glad I dropped into that Clubhouse room, not to promote Clubhouse, but, it just the door was there. You left the light on and I walked in and here you are.
Well, we are so glad that you dropped in as well. And I just wanted to also mention, in addition to all the training opportunities, those are fun, but we also have some social opportunities. We have a Star Trek meeting or Trekkie Talk where we watch episodes of Star Trek and then we discuss them. The audio described series we're watching now is The Discovery, so that's a lot of fun. We have a lot of Trekkies amongst our group. We also have a VILA book club, and that's the second Thursday of every month. We read a different book. We're a democracy, so we've all voted on these books, and then we read them and discuss them and have a great discussion with people all over the country.
And all of those are on Bard, am I right?
All of those are on Bard. And
Excellent.
then most recently, we started the iBug Night at the Virtual Movies, and every Friday night, 8 Central, we watch various audio-described movies, and this program is meant for the blind and visually impaired community. And we have a little social time prior to that, and talk about songs and listen to music and tell jokes. And this is the time when people can be a little more relaxed and get to know each other. Then we watch the movie and then we have a little discussion of the movie.
And these are great movies as well.
We're enjoying those. Those are our social activities.
And also on the website, I keep referring back to this website because it's a wealth of resources, but there is an email list, and all you need to do is give your email address and name and information, and then you can get on their newsletter/email list and be made aware of when these various activities are, because there are so many.
And I would just remind everybody that all of our services are free. There's no membership. The mentoring program is free. All of our trainings are free. You don't have to pay anything to get on our mailing list. We're here to help people, and we'd love to have you.
Question, Sandhya.
Sure.
For the mentor program, if a proficient iOS/Mac user were to come in and say, within a short period of time, I would be interested in being a mentor, would you consider that initially, or would you need some time to get used to them and gauge their knowledge and expertise and teaching ability?
Great question. We do need mentors. All of our mentors are volunteers. Our organization is driven by volunteers. We could not do anything without them. Really want to recognize them. So yes, if a person wanted to be a mentor, they would fill out the application, and then we would like for them to participate on our Monday night calls for at least a month so we can kind of hear them answer questions and interact, because just because you know the iPhone doesn't mean maybe you're a good teacher, and you have to have a lot of patience and understanding and an ability to communicate well. And so those are all things that we're looking for in our potential mentors.
Oh, that's really great. I like that. Volunteers. It's really something, I got into teaching I've always been a form of a teacher. It's really neat to see the light go on and to see someone gain from it and take it. People that come in, they have their own drive, but they just need to get over a hurdle or something. It's nice when you can give them that little piece of that tidbit, that little nudge over the bump that they're at, and then they just go on. And so I'm really glad you guys are available. It's really nice to have you on the show.
Yeah, we're certainly glad to be here. And Jeff, you mentioned a couple of times you had met us, on Clubhouse, and just wanted to also share that we've recently started a club on Clubhouse, obviously called iBUGToday, and anyone that's on Clubhouse can just go in and search the clubs for iBUGToday and follow us and become a member. Right now we're offering just a weekly program on Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Central Time, just a 1-hour little tutorial session.
As if you need another program or activity to keep you guys busy, right?
Well, we rely on our volunteers.
There you go. Delegate.
No, it's hard to delegate when you're a control freak like me and him. So we're both control freaks. So,
when I found out you guys were on Central Time and I didn't have to do any more math, I said, I like this group. I really like this group. They're on Central Time. Pete has to add an hour or subtract an hour.
It gets tough.
It's complicated. Yeah. It's crazy.
But even if we wanted to find that out, we could get a hold of iBUGToday.org and probably ask the question.
Yes, and if you have any questions, just please pop in on any of our calls, and we're available on the website. We have a Facebook page as well, facebook.com/group/iBugToday, and people can post their questions there. We have a Twitter is @iBugToday, and then Michael and I can be reached at ibugtoday@gmail.com, and it's ibugtoday.org is the website, and then Gmail is for the email address.
Great. Well, thank you both for coming on. Pete, any last thoughts?
No, I just wanted to thank Michael McCulloch and Sandhya Rao for joining us today on Blind Abilities. You guys are to be applauded, again, for your passion and your commitment for having kept this thing afloat and thriving for 10 years and moving forward. Congratulations again to you two.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, we appreciate being here and big fan of Blind Abilities too.
All right. I'll send you the $10 for saying that.
Goodbye, y'all.
Okay, Sandhya. We'd like to thank Michael and Sandhya for joining us on Blind Abilities today. You can find more about iBUGToday on their website at ibugtoday.org. That's ibugtoday.org. And from all of us here at Blind Abilities, through these challenging times, to you, your family, and friends, stay well, stay informed, and stay strong. Thank you so much for listening, and have a great day.
When we share
what we see through each other's eyes,
we can then begin to bridge the gap between
the limited expectations and the realities
of blind abilities.
The realities of blind abilities.
For more podcasts with a blindness perspective, check us out on the web at www.blindabilities.com, on Twitter at blindabilities. Download our app from the App Store, Blind Abilities, that's 2 words, or send us an email at info@blindabilities.com. Thanks for listening.